we are going to be going over the books that I picked out to read for April. Okay, I know this is my TBR video. I know that this has nothing to do with books. Sorry for all of the noise going on. The laundry is laundering. I'm doing laundry and I have the door open, so obviously you can hear the cars as well. But if you don't know me, you can tell that I have an interesting taste in music. And one of my favorite artists is Melanie Martinez, and she just dropped her album. And I wanted to share this with y'all because I don't have friends that listen to her music, and I'm just like,
maybe someone out there is as excited as I am.
I already listened to the full album that just dropped literally last night. I loved it. I really enjoyed the whole album, and I had pre-ordered it because I literally have all of her vinyls except for her EP, like the very first one that she released, which is the one that I really wanted to begin with, but I know that one's very limited. All of this to say is that I wanted to open this on camera with y'all, so let's do it. Okay. I got the holographic one. I don't know if you can see it. See? It's so cool. Okay, hold on. Right now, I think my favorite album of hers has to be K through 12. I really like Portos. I really like just the whole Crybaby era, but K through 12 is like my favorite. And I'm not gonna lie, this one is just like, might just be thrown K through 12. But I've been listening to her since I was like a teenager, when she was just starting out in The Voice and stuff like that. I remember like listening to some covers. The first song I ever heard was Dollhouse, and then from there was like a spiral of like listening to this artist. So I felt like I've grown with her, because I believe we're like around the same age as well. So Portos felt very different compared to like Crybaby and K through 12. I still really enjoyed it. I feel like it was like an exploration of a different kind of music that she normally sings. And I feel like this kind of continues that. So pretty. Okay, hold on. I'm so excited. Look at this poster. And then this is the lyric book. The lyrics are insane. I think so far, my favorite one has to be The Last Two People on Earth. Grudges, When I Want to Feel Angry, that one's a good one. Just wanted to share this with y'all. We're going to plop. Ta-da! Anyway, back to your actual TBR video. Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back. My name is Viry, for those of you who are new here. So, sorry for that random clip of me opening my vinyl. I was just really excited and I wanted to share with someone, and I shared it with y'all. Don't let that fool you. This is still my TBR video. This is still my monthly TBR video. We are going to be going over the books that I picked out to read for April. I was actually not going to go to Barnes & Noble or a bookstore today. I was going to go to the library to browse, but after reviewing the books in my TBR and seeing that a lot of them were on my Kindle, I decided I already have a good selection, and there are only 2 books that I know I want for a fact to own. And I have a feeling I might not be able to find one of these books in the library just because it's such a recent release, unless they got multiple copies of this book. Let's go over some of my TBR right now, go to Barnes & Noble later, and then we can wrap up this video. Like I mentioned, I have a lot of Kindle books that I want to read. I have 3 books on Kindle that I will be reading, and then I have 2 books at home that I will be picking up. One of these books is from the book swap, and the other one is a book I bought during the book swap. So let's go over the physical books I have really quick, and then we can touch on the Kindle books. The book I did buy at the book swap was a new book from the vendor that was hosting the book swap. They also just set up their own pop-up shop, and that is A Rivalry of Hearts by Tasnosha Odette. I might be saying that wrong, but I have been wanting to read this book for like a year now, and mostly because, hold on, I've shown it before, but look at this beautiful cover. Once I have my bookshelves organized, this is the cover I want to display. It is so pretty. This is supposed to be like a spicy romantasy. I'm going to say kind of like cozy romantasy. I don't think it's supposed to be super high stakes. I was waiting to read this for the spring just because the colors themselves feel so spring-like. But this says 2 words, free pass, say it and I'll let you use me. Position me however you want and I'll make sure it's for more than academic study. Anyway, it's an academic setting, it's a spicy book, it's a fantasy book, and I don't really know too much of what it is about. I have a feeling that it might not be super high stakes, which is why I'm inclined to say that it's more of a cozy spicy romantasy. Nonetheless, I'm very excited. And then the other book, this one I did get on my book swap. This one I did not purchase. I swapped it for one of the books that I took myself, and that is Mine by A.K. Rose. This is the first in the Blood Tie series. From the sounds of it, this just feels like a mafia book, right? From the synopsis in the back. This is going to be more of a dark romance. I've been more inclined to reading a little bit more of a possessive, dark mafia romance, and there's so many on Kindle Unlimited. But since I have this physical book, might as well just read this one. So we're adding this to our TBR, and those are the two physical books that I have here. Now quickly touching on my Kindle books. One of the books that I will be reading on Kindle is the final book to the Poppy War series, and that's The Burning God by R.F. Kuang. I actually am not buying the physical copy because I'm getting the Illustrator edition, and I just found out that that last book is not out yet. I thought they were all out. I swear I have seen a green book, but I might be wrong because I can't find it anywhere. If it's out, let me know, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm going to wait until the third book comes out, but I'm going to continue reading the series to actually finish the book. I'll just get the copy later because I do want to own the complete series, but I cannot wait until the third book comes out in that edition. So I'm going to read it on my Kindle. It is on Kindle Unlimited. We also have Daggermouth by H.M. Wolf, and this is a dark dystopian romance, and we are actually reading this for an online book club that I'm in, and I actually already had this in my TBR. It seemed kind of interesting when it popped up in like my feed of like what I could read. Seeing that it actually won for one of the book clubs that I'm in, I'm just like,
okay, this will be fun. Let me do this.
So I am going to read that one on my Kindle. It's also on Kindle Unlimited. I have no idea what it's about other than a dark dystopian romance. So we're definitely more leaning towards dark books, which I don't know how good of an idea that is because I have a feeling The Burning God is probably going to kill me. The final book on my Kindle that I will be reading is Psycho Shifters by Jasmine Moss. I was going to push this one for May, but I actually ended up getting the audiobook a lot sooner through Libby. I like having the audiobook as a backup for like times when I go on walks and stuff like that and doing other things, but I want to keep reading the book. And since I already got it on Libby a lot sooner than I thought I was going to get it, I decided to just add it to my April TBR. Yeah, I think those are all the Kindle books that I'm picking up. I thought there were more, but yeah, it's at least 3, which means I'm not going to pick out of my Kindle jar again. Sorry. I know I haven't done it in a while, but I just have a lot of books that I own right now that I want to get through first. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on right now. So I think the next clip will be going to Barnes & Noble really quick. I am going for lunch because it is Monday and I'm not going to spend too much time there. I don't want to buy too many books. I decided, hey, let's go during a work day because then I'm limited to only my lunchtime and I'll have to come back and I don't have all the time in the world to browse. So I'm going only for 2 books, 2 specific books. So yeah, let's go do that. So we're back and we got our goodies. I only got 2 books and I'm glad I didn't browse more. I was going to browse a little, but I'm like,
I don't have time.
There was like an accident on my way to Barnes & Noble and traffic was really bad, which never is the case. That already cut my time in half. And then just stuff that happened at Barnes & Noble, I'm just like,
okay, I don't have time for any of this. I'm just here for 2 books and only 2 books.
So let's talk about the 2 books that I went for. First book, of course, I had to go get the new release for Abby Jimenez. This is The Night We Met. From what I remember correctly, I'm a little bit scared for this book because there is like a trope that I'm not a huge fan of, and I think it might have to do with cheating. If not physical, then emotional, because from what I remember, it's our protagonist has met this perfect man and she has really good chemistry with him, but it turns out that it's not her boyfriend, but her boyfriend's best friend or something like that. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit hesitant about picking up this book, but it's Ivy Jimenez and I have to give it a shot. So I'm gonna go with it with an open mind. I already know that there's something that I might not like in it, but I'm going to acknowledge it and move on and just read the rest of it, obviously. That's why we got the book. It is sprayed edges, hardcover. And then the other book that I picked up, this is my in-person book club book. We are reading Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I actually got this classic edition because I have Anna Karenina in this kind of like cover and I kind of just want all my classics to match. And I was having such a hard time trying to figure out what kind of covers do I want for my classics because I want the collectible editions. And I realized I already started collecting these without meaning to. So I'm just like,
Okay, might as well.
so I'm excited to read it. I've already read it. I read this in high school and then I read it again a few years ago. I had a mass-produced paperback version and I have no idea where it's at. It probably got lost in the move or I accidentally donated it before I moved over here, so I have no idea. But yeah, these are the two books that I got at Barnes & Noble. With that said, let's go over my full TBR just because I've been running around and I don't remember what it is. So starting off with my Kindle books, Daggermouth by H.M. Wolfe, The Burning God by R.F. Kuang, Psycho Shifters by Jasmine Mas, mine by A.K. Rose, and then we have A Rivalry of Hearts by Tesnosha Odette, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, and The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez, which leads to a total of 7 books in our April TBR. But yeah, that's kind of it for this video. Very short, very quick and sweet. I am trying to make these a little bit more fun. I feel like they can get repetitive. I'm just showing you what I'm reading on a monthly basis, which will change every month, but at least the format, I might shake it up a little bit in the future. We'll see. I need to get a little bit creative about it. If you have any ideas, let me know down in the comments below. That's it for this video. Let me know down in the comments below what kind of music, what kind of album, what kind of artist are you heavily listening to right now? For me, like I said, I just got that Hades, you can't see it, but that Hades album from Melanie Martinez, it is quite literally on repeat for me. It has been on repeat for the past few days. It's kind of insane. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already and you would like to, please subscribe. I usually make book content and now and then I make some lifestyle vlogs. But thank you all so much for watching. Have a beautiful day and I will see you all next time. Bye!